PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. You know what I'm saying? It's when somebody's been a victim to trauma and the mental and the physiological reaction to that trauma afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Certain things in their life can trigger that. So, like I was saying, like I heard a statistic, and I don't know how valid it still is, but it still seems shocking to me. It still seemed pretty real. Like 1 out of every 5 kids in the inner city have some level of undiagnosed mental illness, mainly based on social traumas. You know what I'm saying? Things that have happened in their lives that they've been exposed to that cause a physiological reaction and causes them to be completely disassociated and disbalanced and dysregulated throughout the rest of their lives. Whether it's something like drug addicted mom or domestic abuse in the house, something's going on in their lives that they're exposed to some level of trauma that they then have to react to. And they're then expected to go into schools and be assimilated and well adjusted and everything's supposed to be kumbaya and okidori, when we know very well that it's not, because they're living with these tragic incidences that go on in their life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's inside the house or in their neighborhood, people getting shot at, you know what I'm saying? Robberies, whatever the case is. You know, a lot of us deal with those social traumas, you know? So it's something that's very, I would submit and argue that we all collectively are dealing with some level of trauma in this society. You know, I mean, I work with a nonprofit organization by the name of Today's Future Sound. So in addition to going into schools during the school day and helping kids as low as elementary all the way up through high school, you know, we teach them beat making. We give them a outlet and a platform for them to be creative, which I think creativity and the arts are a good voyeur and a vanguard into helping kids deal with trauma, deal with, you know, they have an outlet to express themselves in a safe environment. So that's the one thing that I'm doing. But in the Bay Area, just as an individual, I'm trying to put together youth-based events, all age-based hip-hop events where kids can come and share and cipher and be in a sharing circle and be in a safe place, you know. And there's not a lot of all-age events going on in the inner city and whatever the case is. A lot of hip-hop events are usually 18 and up, 21 and up, you know what I'm saying? I think all too often hip-hop culture is getting confused with the turn-up culture and the turn-up lifestyle, that you gotta pop bottles in order to enjoy hip-hop. And that's not the case. Hip-hop started with young people. You know what I'm saying? It started in the park with the go-offs and the jams, because the kids weren't too old to, you know what I'm saying? They weren't old enough to go to the club, so they had to be in the pubs. They had to be in the community centers. You know, DJ Kool Herc started doing parties that were called hip-hop when he was partying, or he DJ'd for his sister's birthday party. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop from its onset is youth culture, you know? So I think by investing in those kind of ideas and those kind of events, you get people where they feel like they're in a safe place. They feel that they're comfortable enough to express themselves and say things, and they can build a community and they can build a tribe of people where they feel safe and they can let off. You know what I'm saying? They can get off their chest a lot of the things that may be bothering them at home or in school, or the tension they feel. In terms of upcoming projects, I got a lot going on. You know, I'm going to continue to work with Today's Future Sound. We got a lot of contracts within the Bay Area to go into schools and teach kids beat making, digital music production, DJing, the history of hip hop music. I'm definitely down for that. I'm putting together a whole lot of youth-based hip hop events in the Bay Area and hopefully, you know, nationwide. I just finished working with my friend singer-songwriter Steph Reed, the Frontline exhibition. We just did an art exhibit in Chicago and had this panel discussion talking about racial injustice, police brutality, community solutions, and all of that. It was amazing. We're trying to expand that and, you know, go to places like Louisiana, go to places like Baltimore, Bay Area, and try to do more of those kind of events. You know, me personally, I got a mixtape coming out called The New Golden Era. It's going to be a mixtape that I'm putting out on Bandcamp and SoundCloud and all of that. So it's just a myriad of different projects that I'm working on, film, short films, music videos that are like kind of short films. You know, I'm doing all of these things with the goal and objective in mind to awaken people's humanity in order for them to evolve beyond, you know, the paradigm of control that we're under, and that, you know, break them out of the spell.
The media in itself has an agenda to make sure it cover up motherfuckers with a positive message.
Cops need to be put in jail with the wolves, and they need to be scared of it. And if they are, then they probably won't do illegal shit. And if they do, they deserve it, right? Throw them niggas in the hole like they throw us in the hole.
And then it's like, you know, the skull, it's like, it looked like a skeleton. So it kind of looked like death, and it kind of represented how, you know, food is messed up right now. That's it, you know, it just has multiple layers.
Bone Thugs was a big influence on me. I always liked the real choppy rap with the harmonizing in it. You know, E1999 was one of my favorite albums, Eternal.